Here I go again. Rules without relationships leads to rebellion. And in building relationships, a key principle is accountability. As we're building a relationship with a child, if we truly love them, then we need to hold them accountable. And you know, when you hold a child accountable, you say several things to them. One, I'm responsible. Second, I am loved. You say, what? Oh yeah. I do not believe a teenager can really believe my mom, my dad, my parents truly love me if we don't give them reasonable limits, reasonable rules, and hold them accountable. I do not believe a teenager can really sense I am loved. Now, if you try to hold them accountable without the relationship, then you'll have rebellion. Because accountability without relationships leads to rebellion. We need to give them reasonable rules and limits. And you know, one thing that has helped me, and this came from my wife, I didn't think it up, Dottie shared it with me. We often include our children in setting the boundaries, even small children, what the limits would be, what the boundary would be, what the rules will be. And we often include our children what the punishment will be if you get outside those boundaries, you break those rules. And as a result, I believe over the years it helped our children to understand why things are right, why things are wrong, why certain behavior is not appropriate, because we involved them in the process of setting the rules. But here is a problem that I faced. I was often too severe. You know, they have this saying that you never go shopping when you're hungry because you buy too much and you buy the wrong things. Never, ever discipline a child or set the rules or boundaries when you are upset, when you're angry, or you're hurt, because you will almost always go to the extreme. Well, even without that, I would go to the extreme. And Dottie would say to me, honey, let's go into another room. You know, my wife never questioned my authority with my children, ever. But my kids knew when their mother said, honey, we need to go into another room, Dad was going to get it. And we go in the other room and Dottie say, you know, honey, I think it was a little too severe. I think it was just, the boundary is too great. I think, honey, look, the discipline needs to match the crime, you might say. And why don't you back off here? And I would say 95% of all the time I would back off. I would go back out and I'd say to my children, I always tried to elevate their mother. I'd say something like this, you better thank your mother because without her you would really be in trouble. But your mom told me, and I confessed to my kids I was a little too severe in what I said as the punishment. So I want to back off, and this is what it would be. You say, well, your children lose respect for you. Oh no, you gain their respect. And I learned in disciplining my children, I need to listen to their mother. But it says to my child, I am responsible, I am loved, holding them accountable.